That was my aspiration, to represent my nation, to open the doors of the fighting world and the martial arts world to the Irish public, and to support my teammates. We had a kindred spirit rising up, chasing our dreams, and a very tight-knit crew. And we rose up, and I got in there. I was successful. I opened it up now. The martial arts lifestyle is a real way of living for many people in Ireland, and I take great happiness in seeing that. And I suppose it's just continued off of that. You know, it's a different fight now. You know, it's a different fight, but it's still a fight to represent my country to the best of my ability.
Well, Easter is finally here, and there's no better way to remember the story of Christ. Jesus dying for your sins is the most powerful thing that's ever happened in history. It is really the beginning of history, and it's worth celebrating. This Easter, embrace the freedom of the resurrection on Hallow, which is the #1 prayer app in the world. Join Liz Tavish, who plays Mary Magdalene in The Chosen, actor Kevin James, and others in an immersive and jubilant prayer experience worthy of Easter itself. Every single day you learn how to walk in freedom amidst the circumstances often crushing of your daily life, and let go of the things that are attached to you and that are causing suffering.
Yeah, exactly.
Embrace peace and freedom
I'm starving.
when you place your trust in
I
God.
had a big dinner earlier, but I know
Place your trust. So enter the joy of Easter.
I could have got into bed.
Brief prayer, reflection, meditation.
I just had a shower, a big mop ahead of me.
Continue the habits
Tomorrow I had to have a shave. I'm going to be here for tomorrow. Now I'm not too happy. Shaved half my moustache off by mistake. Oh well. But I wanted to come down and listen to the rest of McGregor. And I'm deaf in this year. I've got water stuck in this ear, that's I can't hear fuck all.
Get 3 months for free. You'll be grateful if you did. Honestly, you will be.
So when you started fighting,
I did.
You're a plumber's apprentice.
I'm bored of me, said that's what I mean.
And you
I could have went to bed, but
a few years after
I
that,
just said fuck it.
you haven't heard of me, but I'm going to be the world champion. And then you were.
Yeah.
I'm missing McGregor now. I made myself a cup of chai. I'm gonna have a fat one now. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have a fat
Did you
one.
know that you were going to be, or were you trying to put your marker out and then live up to it?
Well, that's what I will say here about.
Get the mop
You know,
truck
I do
tomorrow.
not wish to be doom and gloom. My outlook on life has
For
always
now,
been
we shall
to have a
chill and
positive
have.
outlook. You know, borderline delusional. I could walk into a
You
burning
can't have
house
that.
and hear birds chirping,
You say that,
as an
man.
example, and that assisted me in being able to block out certain things
Need
that
to
may
put
have
that thing on
impacted me
charge, where is it?
Yeah.
hampered me and slowed me down from getting to where I was going. So I wish to continue with that and have a positive outlook and say it's not all doom and gloom. Like I said, there are positive changes happening incrementally, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. And as I said, there's a great group of people, and it's the majority of Irish people that are at the helm of it.
What's happening anyway?
I
Yeah,
have a
here's
voice
you.
and a support.
How are you?
And as I said, I'm here to serve my
We'll
country,
see you later.
serve my country to the best of my ability, and protect my country. That is all I wish.
Bro, need
I
one.
wish for the people
Nothing.
to have the power.
What about the blaze of the
and
fatty here,
myself
guys?
to have a vote amongst the people.
Just blaze
That
the
is my
fatty.
aim.
What did you think of
Got a bit
President
of
Trump?
chronic, got a bit of PP,
Yeah.
got a bit of painting boy. I'm gonna blaze it up right now. I'm gonna stick myself a nice doobie of that.
I was there on fighting business. I was fighting in Madison Square Garden.
Just out the shower, you know what I mean? Story with you. Have a cup of tea on the go. Watching on McGregor, yeah.
Legalized in New York at the time.
You know what I mean?
And I remember Trump
I have no
had
phone
just
stand. I'm
voted
in
in,
my back's
he won
killing
the
me a bit.
election. And
How
there
you
was uproar
doing?
on the streets and anger and fear, I suppose, was going on. And
I
at
don't
that
know.
time, I was just an observer.
Don't know what to
Politics
say,
wasn't
Jerry.
really
How are
on
you?
my mind at that time. Ireland was not really going through what it was going through at that stage in 2016. Although it
Well,
was
mate,
rising, it was
I'm
unbeknownst
waiting
to me
on
and many in the
fucking
country.
Were you not political, really?
Not really
We're gonna have
political
to make
at that
another
stage.
tea.
I was focused on my craft, and it wasn't at the forefront. It
This
all
one's
took
not gonna
its
be
toll
hot enough.
post-COVID. It all took
For
a
me,
real
for
toll post-COVID,
Well,
and you could kind of see what was going on and what had gone on post the crash.
Yes, Jerry.
You know,
Everyone's in bed. You know, I'm going to say the same shit I
serving.
always say. They're in
You kind of
bed.
see that come to
Just had a
fruition
shower.
then
So now I'm blazing up.
throughout the COVID era, and then I just became
Now,
more invested in it. And
could have
that
went
was
to
it.
bed.
But I was there for Trump's
But I
inauguration
honestly did
when
want to
he
listen
was
to
sworn
it.
in for the first time. Fear, worry, panic, and then I was there the second time in 2024, most recent, and it was elation and excitement, and I thought it was good to see. they were asking me what do I think he'll be as a president. I said, well, when it was 2016 in the media runs I was doing, and I said, let's see, you know, we give the man a chance.
I hope everyone's just
He's
chill.
not from a political
I
background.
don't know for the ears
He's
off,
from a
it's too
different
much.
background. It's interesting. Let us see. And I thought he done well. You know, towards the end of the term,
I just want
you know,
to,
there may have been times to, you know, as a leader of a country, you almost need to, you know, cool the flames. You know, maybe there were some things that might have fanned the flames towards the end of his term that I
definitely
thought.
one here.
This time around, I feel he's off to a good start, and I wish him well. I wish the country of the United States of America well.
We could do it too.
I consider them my dear.
She's stalking me. Look, she's like, why won't you let me out?
And I think it's
Look at her. She's pear-shaped. She's ready to explode. She is. Yeah, just a like buzz with me people, isn't it?
People have not seen.
Couldn't even see what Jerry deleted. So Jerry can delete whatever the fuck he wants.
You know, robbed of our own money. And yet
Let me know if you're alright. I haven't really been doing lives. Let me know if you're,
are struggling to heat their homes.
you know.
So there are many people who are seeing this kind of
She's
situation
waiting.
as a,
Yes.
you know,
She's not getting let out. She's about to blow. I swear to
not
God.
so much of that. I wish
Deafened
for
this year from the water.
our country to be prosperous.
So I'm a little bit uncomfortable with man.
That's what my aim is. That's what
Exactly.
my wish is and my hope is.
Someone came on and asked us, Guy, here's Guy.
Well,
If he comes back on, someone added me on Instagram, but I can't.
good is tariffs.
Don't
Tariffs
know.
are no good for nobody.
Yeah,
Yes, they've
I
been
know,
tariffing
yeah,
the United States. You know, if that's the case, then why have we been tariffing them? Why have we been,
Did you send me a
why have we been
picture?
hitting them with tariffs?
Hold on.
Not so much against it. I wish for.
Well, you're one of the most
I couldn't see it.
Irishman. Okay, so there's that, world famous. And you're saying things
Shout out
that
to
the
any
overwhelming
newcomers,
majority of your politicians will not say,
any
that are
old comers.
probably
What's the
pretty
story?
popular with the people, so you're therefore
I need to start doing a
a
few more
massive
shorts
threat
because my
to
channel's
the
not. I don't
structure
want to get
running
into
the
that.
country now.
Put pressure, you know.
What do you think they're going
Channel's
to
not
do
grown,
to
but
keep
I
you
am.
this way?
I'm down 80% this time from last month.
They attempt to tarnish as they are,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
attempt to disrupt as they are.
I will have a
Or
look.
possibly worse. But I do not fear. I do not fear it.
I know,
As I said,
yeah,
I move forward
exactly,
on the
yeah.
cross, and my nation can see.
Yep.
My nation can see
That's exactly right,
my
Jerry.
heart and what I'm
That's
for.
exactly right.
That's it. That's like I move on and carry on.
You're really not afraid at all.
That's what I'm trying to check if we can hear that or not.
When do you have to make
Little
a
bit.
decision about whether you want to formally enter
That's the one that's deaf.
politics?
Well, we believe the election will take place November 11th, so it's a 60-day
It's one thing I have done,
prior
right?
to that. So I'm just going to keep, you know, requesting a democratic process to play out and allow the people to decide.
I do like McGregor, right? I'm not going to say I like him. I wouldn't buy a poster of him. But never ask him for an autograph. Not like that. What I mean is, but he has to really stop pronouncing his words that way from now on.
How much are they going to be accountable for? They'll have to decide.
You up to 26th. Oh shit, sorry Lena. Do you mean your little circle picture, Lena? I can see something. See, it looks like a white box. Let me just check. I'll do it. I'll try to do it in a second, Lena. Yay, I can see. I can see it's something. Look, this is how fucked up I am. I can't tell if it's toilet roll or a mailbox or a toaster. But so if it's none of them, just forget about it. But I'm just saying, quite fucked up ass. Right. Now here's a look. Look at medicine.
300 houses built
Now.
already, and you know, closing in on, you know, my next venture is about 1,000 houses built. So I'm doing my part to help this housing crisis. I've always been doing that, and it is at a heavy cost. Not gonna lie, it's a heavy cost.
What do you mean?
Like there is no profit in it. You know, it's a bill, and it's for the people, and that's it.
There's no profit in building houses?
No profit in it. You know, for social housing, I'm getting my money. I get my money back if I'm lucky. You know, maybe a little sweetener, a little drink, we'll say, here in Ireland. Yeah. So, but for the stress it's causing and the time, it's a difficult task, but it's worth it. You know, there was one I done. I completed a build of 8 houses. Actually, my very first one, maybe 2 years ago. I've only maybe 3-4 years ago. It was in a part of Dublin
Cast.
called Country. I made homes, and I got them completed.
Ah,
just
that's
before
the one.
Christmas.
Yes.
So they were homeless,
Well done. I seen
that were brought into their
me
new
missus got
forever
me
home right
cunt
before
pills, I
Christmas.
think it was, for
And that filled me
Christmas.
with such energy
Or
to continue and go and do it.
something like
And I
that,
went full
dickhead
steam
pills,
ahead.
something
Like I
like
said,
that.
now I'm in the process. I've got 300 strong now in construction, close to finish, and you know more than 1,000 being built already. And that's with me, my own self, able to do this with every block
McGregor
in my
saying
way.
yes,
You know,
300 up to 1,000 houses being built.
if I was to get in and to have influence.
Yes, gamer. What's happening, brother?
The bar is so low. Every
Uh,
statistic, every metric is on the floor.
yes,
Every metric
brother.
is on the floor. I
And
get
my
in and
mate,
I
look,
be able
and this
decrease
isn't
our
making fun of
homelessness,
myself. This is
build our
telling you me
housing,
characteristic
slow
traits.
down the roll of influx of illegal
Sometimes
migration,
I'm a little
control the
slave.
spending. I fancy it. Our country has not been run correct, and it is
My missus
clearly
says, you don't have a
to
pick up on cues, do you? I go, what type
outside
of
of the
cues you talk about?
political paywall.
She says,
Everyone is aware of it.
hanky
And
panky
even
cues.
those
Sad
inside
now.
the political
Shut the fuck
paywall
up.
are also
Interview, you're
aware
getting in
of
my
it.
way,
They're
me
aware of it.
life.
However, they are
Me
being bullied,
cheats.
intimidated,
I'm
and
picking up on
threatened with their
cues.
livelihood
Only messing.
unless they go
There's a few people
so,
added in there
the
last
tour will
week
happen,
actually
the
as
shifts
well.
will happen. I'm doing
The
my
more the
part,
merrier. You need to get a few people out.
and I'm proud to do so and honoured to do so, and I will continue to fight
100%.
for my country and the future
Always in.
of the children
Always
of this
showing
nation.
love. Always
That's it.
showing
Do you
love.
really sincerely,
Like
be
everybody
honest,
who's in
think that your
here.
beer is better than Guinness?
I'm sure there's no newbies in here. I'm sure of it. Look at that view of me. Look like the fella out fucking Men in Black.
It's a fantastic brewery, and the fourth brewery you can go and visit it if you have time. But we will go and test it if you wish. I would fancy a blind taste test any day of the week, and I guarantee victory. We've done amazing things with the stout to date, and it's still only on the rise. But there have been many taste tests done. So there's a couple of stouts. Guinness is the top.
What's that?
We are number 2 on the rise. And then there's some other brands. You know, there's some other great Irish brands, Murphy's and Beamish. It's a shared pot. A rising tide raises all ships. You know, the others are bullies. Yeah, the others are bullies. I wish to build up all our stouts and all our, because Ireland, we are world champions at making stout.
Yes, we are.
You say, it's put them all to the test. On a blind taste test, forge Irish stout.
It's just a little weird. I guess I didn't realize that Guinness was an English company.
So after Diageo owned, yes, and they were
centuries of colonial oppression, and they're still selling their stout here.
You know, if you're not held accountable, or you've got, you're free to do as you will. That is what it is with Guinness. Even as they go in, I'm a publican also, so I own pubs. So I deal with Guinness, and I serve Guinness. I serve my competitor, no problem. We outsell it 10 to 1. 10 pints to 1 we outsell it on site. But, other publicans are dealing with Guinness distributors. And they're not friendly, they're not supportive, because they've never had to be. And then when I came onto the scene with 40 stout, all of a sudden they start coming and shaking the publican's hand a little bit differently. They started acting Irish. They were held accountable. They had to be in the book. It was creating fairness. And then there was a hit job done on me, and it kind of took me out of the market here in Ireland for a minute, and that's kind of what happened. And it is what it is, but I have the best stout in Ireland, Port Irish stout for sure.
Interesting.
And you're going to have them. You don't drink here. You don't drink any.
No, I had a Guinness no alcohol last night.
Yeah, you one of them. We've got the 0.0s in on site for sure. We get you one of them.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, in sad news, I know you said you're a, looking at the bright side kind of guy, but Rosie O'Donnell has moved here. If you're president and tackle the immigration crisis, and I do think Pakistan and India take a lot of the blame for it, Africa, but also Rosie O'Donnell, would you deport her?
What is her criminal history? Has she got a criminal background? How did she enter the country? Did she enter the country illegally? Has she assimilated with our community? Does she hold
I can't hear you.
Is she a upstanding member of our community? No! You gotta go. You ain't gotta go home. You gotta get the hell out of here. But I don't know Rosie O'Donnell from Adam. But, I believe she's a comedian. I've seen her on our national TV. She spoke a bit ill of me. I don't know Rosie. She seems unhappy. She seems going through something at the moment, and I'm not the type of person to kick a person when they're down. I wish for her. I wish the comedian is what her craft is. I wish for her to find her happiness again, and that is it. I am, you know, that was
But
what
you
I
could
would say.
feel that she was going through something even.
I could feel it for
Let me
sure.
see if my
And
tea's
I
hot
wish
enough.
for her. I wish, you know,
Fucking hell.
spread love in the world. That's it.
Well, you're a very good man.
Oh, you're deaf. How did you hear that?
Last question:
Okay, come on.
do you think that Ireland is like famously a
You're all,
spiritual
you're
country?
all fucking two left feet.
Your
Fucking
patron saint, Saint
Stay
Patrick,
Butterfingers.
Yeah.
was a Christian.
Honestly.
Honestly, when the last time did I drop something?
Really is.
Babe,
Do you think he's becoming more spiritually aware, or what?
For sure.
Do you feel that?
For sure. It's spiritual warfare going on right here. 100%.
Oh, God.
We fancy our chances.
when I'm hungry, I
We
can't
fancy our
concentrate.
chances in a big way.
Very true. Conor McGregor, thank you very much.
Look at Carlson. Thank you very much. Dandy brother.
Thank you.
So it turns out that YouTube is suppressing this show. On one level, that's not surprising. That's what they do. But on another level, it's shocking. With everything that's going on in the world right now, all the change taking place in our economy and our politics, with the wars on the cusp of fighting right now, Google has decided you should have less information rather than more. And that is totally wrong. It's immoral. What can you do about it? Well, we can whine about it, it's a waste of time. We're not in charge of Google, or we can find a way around it, a way that you could actually get information that is true, not intentionally deceptive. The way to do that on YouTube, we think, is to subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell icon to be notified when we upload and share this video. That way you'll have a much higher chance of hearing actual news and information. So we hope that you'll do that.
I just put man cave back.
Continue. It'll be alright, it's gonna be out in the shed. No, move. Man, for fuck's sake, stop standing in front of me. Seriously. I ended up standing on her earlier on today. You fucking idiot. I'm not allowed to let you out.
These the best ones about like that though. It's just the back of it type, but that's just where like obviously it connects to it on the other. It's not like I want to play with it.
Right, give me fucking tape. Right, you still can fuck off as well. No problem, mate, no problem. I'll make you still piss off. I don't give a fuck. Smelliest. Smell of fucking drugs. Fucking spiders. Fuck off, spiders. I'm bigger and scarier than you. Anyway. My lighter down down here were fucked. But luckily, here it is. I haven't really been reading the chat, guys. I'm fucking bollocks. But, sorry, girls. I'm a dirty bastard, I know. I've been away, I haven't been eating my own home cooked meals. Now, come on. Give me a break. Looking forward to trying the green gelato though, because it's cheaper. It's £11 a gram cheaper than the others. That's good in my book. It's good in my world. You know. Hold on a minute. Oh, there are bugs and shit. Fuck off. Oh, there's one. Look, I fucking knew it. See, I haven't been in here for a day or two and they think they can just come back into my fucking area. I will blowtorch the shit out of you. But we worry about him a different day. As long as he stays there, that's all good. It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. It's a real heavy day up in the limousine. Salt and pepper up in the... Yeah. It is cold anyway. If I feel one spider on me, I'm gonna burn this thing to the fucking ground. Burn this whole shed to the ground, I will. Some people might say that's a bit excessive, but don't be coming up on my grill. So how is everybody? You know, it sound like a frog in the Amazon. Anyway, I have my eye on the dab soap. Why can I wait for gaming? I can't wait for it either. I'm after putting a load of people onto Anthony Casey's podcast. Just to get more info, more contacts, more connects, whatever it is. It seems a bit cheesy watching McGregor talk about these things, because we think, what the fuck does he know? But what the fuck do we know? You know, he's earned his way into realms of significance, and I think he has a right, you know. Just a man sitting there in a suit with a paddy cap on, talking real shit, talking to everybody's daddies and brothers and sons. They're all in the boozer now, Good Friday, getting pissed, talking about all the shit they like to talk about what's going on. Oh, I do this and I do that and I change this and he this. At the end of the day, if you're an ordinary person like me, then you didn't put the effort in to get into the rooms that McGregor did. You know, so I think he has every right, as all his family is Irish from Dublin. It does seem weird listening to him though, but he has the same opinions as us. Most of us, I would like to think, you know. I'm not saying, I don't know if he's a rapist, if he's not, all that. I don't care. I really don't care. But there's a reason why he was on the Tucker Carlson show. You know, because Tucker Carlson rides with Donald Trump. Donald Trump would have got him that interview. McGregor doesn't need followers in Ireland. Or, do you know what I mean? He can build a whole fucking name for himself in the political world over there. And get some backing from back here. Big backing. You know. And don't forget, if I'm correct, McGregor has a daughter. I could be wrong, but let me know. And he has a niece. And all these other things. And I very much doubt that all of you people right here, right now, that he'd like something to happen to her or them. And I don't think we can all judge or assume, but we don't know what went on behind closed doors. And so I'm saying is, It's hard for as an ordinary Irishman to listen to McGregor and Tucker Carlson show talk about these things, but it's what we're all talking about in the pubs and clubs, isn't it? In the smoking areas, in the break rooms, in work, isn't it? We're all talking about it, but yet we all sit there and go, oh, what's he saying, what's he saying, what's he saying? He's saying what we're all thinking to the biggest audience. And that's just me. Like, not going on my way to add his Instagram account. I just came across, popped up on my screen, I didn't even search it. And I think all the Irish politicians are pussies, cocksuckers. I'm not even in the, right, you're gay and we'll accept that and that's fine. Like, it is fine, I have a gay cousin. As I said, it's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is, these are probably sucking dick at the taxpayer's account. Do you understand me? In hotel rooms, in the limos, in the holidays abroad, they're probably sucking dick. So, I'm going to go in and munch about 3 bowls of cereal. You know, I think I deserve it. I think I've earned it. And as I said, I have a busy day tomorrow. Sort of, because you know the kids are going to want a lay-in. And because we're in the holidays, we've been up kind of early every day, so you know, getting them up and getting them in the mood to help tidy the house before the fucking family come over. That's another question. You know. But yeah, got some nice flavour going on here. This is the paint pie. I keep harping on about it, but I change it. I've been having sour lemon paint pie, fucking biscotti. I won't always have these flavours, that's the thing. Changes all the time. And as I said, weed isn't the be all and end all of everything. Do you know what I mean? I mean that. But for little old me at this stage of my life, it's a big part of it. Because some people kind of turn their nose up, they go, you know what I mean? I could have spent that money on something else, so I didn't want to spend it on something else. I know exactly what I'm going to get every single time, just like McDonald's. You know. Do I need to cut down? Maybe. But I ain't going to talk shit about it to myself. I'm not going to hate myself for it. Fuck it. You know, as I said, when you go to bed after a crack binge, and you finally realise, like, even though you went and scored twice after you said you wouldn't, and all the stuff that can happen in them 10 hours, but I'm talking about when it really is time to go to bed now. Like, there's no more rock coming. All the dealers are up, even the dealers are in bed, and you're still holding a few crumbs back trying to make that session last. And then when you do them last crumbs, then you scrape your pipe, and you get that horrible taste. You might get a good hit sometimes when you scrape the pipe right, but most of the time it tastes like ass. So I'm glad I'm sitting here swigging on some weed nuggets rather than some crack cocaine nuggets. It's a simple gratitude. I can only assume that there's lots of people that haven't lasted 16 months clean. I'm not looking down my nose at them. I'm just saying, thank fuck. Thank God. I'd hate to be telling you it's bad news. Do you know what I mean? I'd hate to tell you it's fucking bad news. Yeah. What's the story, John? Well, I got clean 16 months ago, roughly. A little bit more, I think. Well, my missus keeps the date. But I know it's 16 plus months. I think I've been... Foggy hell. No, I never done the brown. I've done a few score bags of it. I tried to do the lines and all that shit, but I didn't like it. But basically, 22 years of, all the drugs that everyone does. Apart from meth. And fucking mushrooms. I didn't do mushrooms. But basically, my 22-year binge ended in 3 years of crack use, chronic crack use. So, yeah. I might not look clean about my shed right now. Need a haircut tomorrow. Pretty conditioned there. I mean, jet black at 36, not one grey hair there. Fucking telling you. Lovely. Fucking love it. Coke and MCAT. Now I know I heard something about that. Is that fucking snowblow, meow blow? It is, bro. Welcome in. Sub to my channel, Jude McDonald's channel. Straight out of Ballia. All one word. Straight out of Ballia. Lena there has her own past in addiction. A lot of us do, and some of our followers don't. Or subscribers, whatever followers. But, I am an advocate. I'm 36. Not 16. 22. 31. And my own mother tells me I was an addict from 12. So, I say 13, she always says 12. But the back has been broken on my addiction, you see. In NA they say, there's always a trap door. Once you reach rock bottom, you can always go again, The way I feel now isn't the way I felt a year ago, 2 years ago. You know what I mean? It is hard staying clean. It fucking is. And this isn't the cure for everything. But it was recommended to me by a team of clinicians. Now I also know that, not to be naive, that it's also a money racket. But I did it. I went down that road. Gave them access to my medical records. Done all the interviews. Done all this other shit. And I think anyone who's a chronic addict, let's say anyone who's over 30 even, would have to be. This should be highly suggested. Because there's no lapses or relapses in my world right now. People say to me, what do you mean? You get relapses always around the corner? No, it ain't. Not for me. Because I stay blazed. And the people out there who have issues with cannabis or weed, then I'm not the right guy for you, because obviously, I would be a trigger for you. We're all on this journey. It's a similar journey, but it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? 100% here. Big up, I've not to choose drugs. Yeah. Or no drugs or not. Yeah, I chose the latter. But yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly, bro. Well said. I'm nice one for coming in, because it is. I put it as metaphorical, my bullshit, but like I say to people, you have to do what Christy Moore did. He did this back in the 70s, but you go down and you sit in your favourite spot and you cry. People say, what do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, because you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can never go back, as much as I love it. Whatever it is, if it's the lifestyle, it's to self-pity, if it's the people, places, things, or if it's actually the substance itself. But I've realised, in addiction, the pain we think we feel And we never even can comprehend until we get clean how our actions and how us hurting ourselves was hurting everybody around us, the people that cared about us. So I think that's a great thing to have, is when you realise that, you know, and you know, I think, you know, as I say on my lives all the time, I'm a true believer in this, and it's not my quote, it is the quote of NA, that we addicts suffer from a progressive illness to which there is no known cure. This isn't this isn't a cure. It is just an aid. Because, not to say we can't be successful and live nice healthy lives as recovering addicts, but it comes with the realisation of that you're an addict and you suffer from a progressive illness to which there is no known cure. You know, there we go, I said it. Lovely, lovely common sense, lovely. I was just trying to have a little chat there about, like, I'm only a baby, I'm only 16 months clean. And I'm only on the journey of medical cannabis 10 months. But as you can see, I also need to cut down. But as much cleaner ways of smoking, vaping, bonging, dabbing, carting. But right now I get flour, so that's what I do. But anyway, you know, I think clean is not just absence of the substance. Being clean is absence of that old shell of you. You have to become the real you, or let the real you out. Whether that's emotions, whether that's, you know, come on, I'm not that academic here, but you can't use drinking, drugs, violence, sex, gambling, whatever it is. You know, you can run, you can't hide. And believe me, your father or your mother, your wife or your children, they will all love the sober, clean you 10 times more over and pure than the addicted you. So that is the reward you get. And that's not sunshine and rainbows. But I'd rather die knowing that, would you? Would you rather die knowing that you tried every day to stay clean? And if you were lying in your deathbed and you had no more words in your mouth, the family around you in your last breaths would say, you know, he stayed clean. He stayed clean. He admitted he was powerless. Do you understand? There's a lot more to it. You know, but I only got a text off someone today who was worried. They said, look, I haven't seen you in a long time, how are you? And I says, don't worry, I'm just looking after myself and my family, you know. It was only a couple of months ago. My partner said to me, you're spending too much time doing your nighttime meetings. So I had to kind of call it ahead for a while and do a few early ones. And then that was contradicting my fucking... So I says, hold on a minute, I'm in charge of this. I'll log in when I feel like it. Well, I understand that. See, there's, as I says, there's people in my own family that would say, you know, what are you doing? But as I says, relapse and lapses ain't in my life. That's a big thing for a recovering addict. Every morning when I get up and smoke a gram, between 6 and 7 a.m, 8 a.m, I thank the Lord. I say, thank you, God. I have no urge to use crack cocaine a day. no urge to drink, no urge to ring the old people, no urge to go to the old places and things. And I say, thank you very much. Do you know what I mean? And I can't deny it. Like I denied it so much in my life because people look down on it, that it's just good to know that there is a small community out there that understand, you know, medical cannabis can be a saviour in someone's life. Not everybody's, but in some people's. But, you know, I'm 36 now. Who's to say in 4 or 5 more years, you know, one day I might just wake up and go, I've had that. I've had enough. But right now, hell no. I know too many people that are dead and too many people that are relapsing every second week. You know? Because they can't just smoke. Just smoke a fucking joint. You know what I mean? Happy Easter to you, Adam. Keep in touch, John. I'm trying to keep up with all the fucking texts. How are you, common sense? It is. I've quit the booze and the weed and vapes too. Fortunately, I've got a lot of material things to keep good. Yeah, I have no friends. Yeah, it's me too. Welcome, John. I have online friends. I have not one physical friend here in the UK. that what I mean is that I see regularly, or you know what I mean. Like, people say that's sad. Well, then you can think I'm sad from the other end of the river. I'm up here having a fucking whale of a time, mate. You know? And I'm just little old me doing my thing, you know what I mean? But there's something in it, because I was classed as the worst of the worst, and I don't look it. I was never to prison. But believe me, when bridges are burnt, they're burnt. Things can be done, you know, wrong place, wrong time, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I forgot you said that, Adam. Adam, sorry, I got you confused with someone else. Adam from New Zealand, yes. No. Someone else named Adam, I swear to my mother's life, came in the other day. And I believe they're from London. Yes, I'm sure you do miss your partner. I really do. But you know what it's hard for me to even explain this. But I'll try explaining how it comes out of my brain. That pain is a testament to the power of what you shared together. Let's not overuse the word love, because we know that was there. But her presence in your life. You know, like, you know, are we a believer in that? In fate? Everything happens for a reason? I don't know. It's hard for me to say that to you, Adam. They say when the Lord calls you, it's your time. Maybe you're John, maybe you're on the bigger, like, maybe you're on the special things now, that you've felt real bereavement. You know, how much will it say about your character if you can stay strong, keep your chin up, and find love, look after children. You know, how amazing would that be? How horrible would it be, or such a shame, if you sank into the depths of despair and drink and drugs, prison life, hurting people, turning evil, just turning against the world. How horrible would that be? Such a waste. You know, so, you know, you really need to keep in touch and hang on in there. As I said, I know someone from Australia who moved over there with his partner from Ireland. They were there for 9 years. And their 7-year-old, they have a 7-year-old, and she died. She died of breast cancer. She's only 34. Thank you, common sense there. I'll just say yes. I always try and shorten it, but I'll forget it. Yes, absolutely. Thanks very much, John. Welcome in. No. Well, the thing is, I just want to say this to you, Adam. I have never felt what you're going through. So these are only my advice, coming from someone who's a really empathic person. For considering myself very, very spiritually inclined now that I've got clean. Gotten back in touch with my mum, gotten back in touch with everybody. Giving up on that old behaviours and feeling sorry how lucky I am, all these things. So what I will say is, I know you're not the only one, you know, and there's power in that. Some people still have, you know, I can't imagine how it would feel to have to go up and go, I'm the guy who went and done drugs every time in a relationship ended. I was never a ladies' man. Every time I've went on a proper 3-4 year binge, it's after a relationship breakup most times. You know, I can't imagine. I often think of this. Let me tell you about this, Adam. There was an Irish man and an Irish woman. I'm not making it up. Her name was Michaela. And she went to Mauritius on a honeymoon. And her husband and her were having tea on their honeymoon. Not alcohol, tea. And they brought their favourite biscuits with them in their suitcase. So he sat there while she went back to the room to get the biscuits. And while she went to get the biscuits, the room was being burgled by hotel staff, and they strangled her to death. So in that time, it was about 8 minutes, and he said, hold on a minute, something's not up, I better go and check on her. And he found her dead in the bathtub. He never got to say any goodbyes, none of this on his honeymoon. Can you imagine the pain and hurt he felt? And what I will say to you now, he's in a relationship now with a wife. I've read it in the paper. He smiles every day. He loves. He's grateful to be alive, and he's grateful to have gone through what he's gone through, if in whatever way that makes sense. So look it up. I can't. How do you think he felt? He sat there. What if he went, no, I'll go with you. I'll go with you to get the biscuits. Oh, you stay here, love. I'll get the biscuits. But he didn't. And there's much more. Like, no one ever got caught for it. It was a fucking stitch up. It wasn't him. It's a true story. And I often think, how did he not cut himself or kill himself or jump off a tower? I often ask myself that. It's called resilience. You have to continue on. Do you understand? You have to continue on. It's our duty. We were given the gift of life. This is how I feel, you know. I'm a grumpy cunt. I can be a prick. Yes. But I know I'm a kind soul, you know. And I know what it's like to feel destitute, lost, lonely. You know, so. Yeah. 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 My kid's smile was with her 18 years. I remember. Jay, absolutely. Jay, sub up to Adam. Adam, sub up to Jay. I remember you saying that, Jay. Not well. It was national news. It wasn't. I didn't know this man personally, but he was a public figure. You know, yeah, Tyrone Manor. He was a man. He was a. You know, it was very, very sad. You know, and this happens every day, every minute. Right now, as I'm talking about this, someone's mother, someone's sister, brother, daughter, infant, child, stillbirth, all of this going right as soon as I click my fingers. But yeah, we're here. You know. And it is crazy. Sometimes it's hard to even comprehend. What do you mean? Just be happy all the time? Yeah, well, you just have to try. You have to try. So, you know, yeah, that's the thing. Well, only guaranteed one thing in this life. One thing is guaranteed, and that is one day we're not going to be around here no more. We're going to be dead. A very short period of time. And I come here. I did attempt suicide 3 times. Once was very serious. Twice was not. But I wanted to die for a long, long time. You know, I'm diagnosed with body dysmorphia. But I don't like anything about myself. And I'm not getting down. I mean everything you can possibly think about. And, well, can I just sit in a dark room and think no one's ever felt the way I've felt, or you know, just whatever way we want to explain it. I can't do that no more. I've done it for 22 years, you know, and now, as I says, I'm in a healthy relationship. I'm alcohol, drug free, suicide free, suicide ideation free. I sleep very little because I love being awake and alive. You know what I mean? I get tired, but I like being tired and awake. Do you get me? I like being awake tired. Do you know what I mean? Because we're going to be dead a very long time. You know what I mean? Yeah. True, that cause suicide. Yeah, it happens, honestly. I think I was 15, I think the first time. 16, maybe. See, I knew that it's very hard to play tricks in your mind. Because, fucking hell. Make sure there's no spiders in my drink. Ice cold, I'm not drinking that. Anyway, I was having a little waffle there. Well, I think the main thing that got me out my suicidal thoughts is having a woman in my life, you know, someone who, you know, well, she asked me to marry her, let's put it that way. Not because I don't fucking ever, I never thought about asking her, but I did ask a girl to marry me before. I was engaged before. So, but I often tell people, most women think, I spend a lot of time thinking about the day a fella will ask them to marry them. And all the things that comes with it, the flowers and the phone calls and all the gestures and all the attention. She gave up on all that. And she done it in a quiet little pub with all her family and friends. And none of my family and friends, just me. Because I ran away from my family and friends, in a way. So, and she did it. So what I mean is that confidence that someone had in me to be a dad, to be a stepdad, to be a better person, to love myself, to stop drug binging, to stop drinking, to stop thinking about killing myself. You know, that's what it really is. A lot of things play a factor in it, but I think it's just the fact that someone looked at me and said, you know, not just William, I'm talking about all the conversations that came after. What can we accomplish in life? What's your dreams? What's your dreams? What's your fears? What's your fears? What's your biggest insecurities? What's yours? What do you want me to help you with? What can you do? And believe me, we've had war. But in about 8 minutes, I'm going up there and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, I mean that. Because I've been a lot of places and I've never felt like that. I've never felt home. You know, I'd never felt home in my own home. My mum will tell you I ran away when I was like 13. Came back eventually over time for periods, but never really came back. She only tells me that. She tells me that often. I wake up every day and think, where'd all my children go? You know? So, you will, but don't put pressure on it. You do you. I told you what you need to do. You know, don't drink or drugs. And if you feel a gut-wrenching feeling, and people, I'm not telling you don't have good people in your life, but you know, if you have this gut-wrenching feeling there, and people are saying, oh, just come out, don't. If you don't want to go, don't go out. Invite people around. Say, why don't you come around to mine? We'll watch a movie, you know what I mean? It doesn't always have, you know, you know what I mean? How are you? What's happening, Jude? What's the story? You caught me. I've got about 5 minutes left. There's Adam, Jude. I was telling you, Adam. That's who I was telling you about. How are you, Jordan? Go in and sub to Straight Out Ballier there, please, Adam, because he is my mentor. He's my chosen mentor, even though we never met in person. What I mean is, I gravitate to Jude for many different reasons, even though we haven't met. Some people gravitate to celebrities, songs, fucking, I don't know. But no, I like to hear about how Jude gets on, you know what I mean? But he got me onto YouTube anyway. But he helps me because he makes me feel normal, you know what I mean? And he's experienced pain. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Well, Adam there lost his partner a while back. He was very honest and he came in and he's been coming back. And we'll talk to him again, but he's 100%. But what you just tell, honestly, just say no. I don't feel quite up to it yet, guys. Come around. Even the girls, bring your friends and all that. Don't bring a lot of drink. Bring a few drinks. But let's just enjoy each other's company. Do you know what I mean? So, all the way from New Zealand. And talk to you in the morning. I can't even. I don't know how to bang my link in, Jude. But Jordan, I see you in there as well. I see a few people. There's 6 people in my live. But you know what I mean? We have to talk about these things. I don't find these things boring. I don't want to talk about TV. And then we all do our own things. But what I mean is, Jude is the same as me. Like, we think that, as I said, like Jude has his quotes. I'll have mine. I think for every 100 subscribers that we can get, I've said this earlier, every 100 subscribers we can get someone, we can save a life, because people can never be alone again. They can tune in, anyone can come in and say hello, they can get online friends, they can get a platform, start showing what they want. If they want to show Thomas the Tank Engine, say, so be it. If they want to show their new shampoo, so whatever it is. But they can show something. Do you understand? But absolutely. 100%, Jude, if you're jumping on, I'm going in now to kind of have a bowl of cereal and shit. I'll log off. So if you're going to do a 20-minute live, love it, I'll tune in. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Adam, I'm going to bring it on my StreamYard. It's just like YouTube. You'll be on my YouTube channel, but only me. People can hear me and you, or see you, whatever. Exactly, Jordo. Exactly, and it's very hard to keep up with the texts and all that. But look at me. Look at the big fucking mush on me. I'm nothing. I'm nobody special. I mean that. I'm not trying to. People say, "Oh, he's just trying to gain subscribers." Come on, bro. I'm just sitting in my shed, mate. But I wanted to die for a long time. And I don't any longer. I don't. Some days I get them thoughts just like Jude. It does. It might be once a week. It might be 3 times in the same day. But that's us running away from what's right in front of us. It's awful. It's painful. Yeah. Yes, we're gonna go. Yeah, I know, yeah. No, I understand you, bro. Do you know what? When the very first couple of lives I went to, Jude, you said to me, I'm so proud of me for all. Look, you could eat your dinner off it. It's a good thing. I'm outside. I can't smoke in the gaff either, bro. It's not too bad. It might be a bit windy up where you are. But shout out to everybody who's coming in. Let's get connected. It's all about making friends. And it is. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not too gangster. I do want friends. Thank you very much. Exactly, Adam. Literally, you can either sit there and you can chat and you can look at the screen of people, you can look at people's comments and stuff like that. It's easy. Jude got me on his. So, yeah, lovely, right. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, Jude, and I'll listen to you, right. I've literally got a little nubbin to everybody. I'll jump onto straight, if you have time, jump onto Jude's now in a minute, right. I'll be eating a bowl of cereal, Jude. Deadly, Jude. Yeah. That's what we should. When you get your headset, Jude, we can watch. We can go out and smoke a joint at the same time, then stick a movie on and press play at the same time, and just chat and munch. Or not, just sit there, then pause it and go for the joint and have a chat while we're on the headset. Do you know what I mean? But Everybody, let's get on to Jude's channel, right? I'm gonna go, and I'll catch you all in the morning. See you later.